So I have a friend that's really into split keyboards, and we were talking one day and he challenged me to find a keyboard that's a split that you can build for under $50. So let's do that. So going back and forth with my budget, trying to figure out what to allocate most funds to, I settled on the Silakka54 as the keyboard of choice. Now, if you're new to split keyboards or just keyboards in general, the Silakka54 is kind of like a unicorn. And being so is just the fact of it's so cheap. As in, most days you can get a Silakka54 bare bones for around $20. And granted, there won't be any flashy features, as in you're not going to have RGB, there's not going to be a crazy case, but you are going to get an aluminum plate, you are going to get Vial and QMK compatibility, and of course the split keyboard. It's very simple and it's really easy to build, and actually it's kind of fun. It's also an affordable way to jump into split keyboards if you've never done them before, or if you're just curious to jump into them. The PCB itself supports 3-pin, 5-pin, and it has the hot swap sockets, so there's also no need to solder, which honestly is just crazy to think about, especially if you compare to, a few years ago. But also note that there's also no feet pre-installed. If you actually grab the little bag that comes with it, you'll see that you have your little rubber gummy feet, and honestly, they get the job done. It's not bad. But enough yapping, let's go ahead and get to building. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and grab a screwdriver and start taking it apart. I know it's not really built, but we do need to take it apart. I do this so I can check the sockets, also to make sure there's no soldering issues or anything like that. This is also a very simple process and pretty quick to do. It's just a few Phillips screws and you can go ahead and separate everything. Once you have it all apart, what we're doing here is we're just simply looking at our sockets and our soldering points, with just a general inspection just to make sure everything looks uniform and looks okay, just so we don't build the entire thing and have an issue. But it looks like everything is good here, so I'll go ahead and get this back together, check out the other side, and then we'll move on to switches. Speaking of switches, I actually went another budget route and went with Otamu, but we actually checked out their new maple leaves, which are a tactile 55-gram nylon switch. And I was pretty excited to check these out because they're supposed to be a bit louder and a bit more poppy, so I thought it'd be fun. Also, the fact that they're pre-lubed and they come in at $15 for 70 of them, it definitely lines up with our budget, kind of perfect. So yeah, this is what we went with. I'm curious to see how they'll sound, but that'll be later in the video. But while we're also there, we ordered some keycaps. I actually don't know the way he arranges his split keyboards, so I thought it would be best to go ahead and just order blank keycaps. So we just went with some blank PBT XDA keycaps. These are nice and thick keycaps. They're nothing special, they're just blank. Yeah, and that's about it. They're pretty good quality. There's a little nipple on this one because it's supposed to be like a 5, like the 5 key. But nonetheless, pretty cool. And it should look good, the all white on white setup. It should look pretty neat. So let's go ahead and get to putting everything together. So assembly for this keyboard is overall really simple. There is one thing, however, I do want to point out, and that's the fact that your plate is supposed to have separation from your PCB. As in, when you put the switch in, it'll snap into the plate and then connect to the PCB. I've seen a lot of people just lay the plate on top of the PCB and plug the switches in and state that the plate rattles. Well, that's where your plate fork comes in handy, so that way you have separation between the plate and the PCB while you actually put in your switches properly. Once you have all your switches in properly, we can go ahead and just start putting in our keycaps, and as you can see here, they're just white blank keycaps, so nothing special. So yeah, just business as usual. Speaking of business as usual, we actually forgot a step as we usually do, and that's to put our little rubber feet on. I totally forgot about this and spaced it from the beginning of the video, but yeah, just grab your rubber feet from the bag, it will flip over our keyboard, and then we'll just dot them right where the little silver circles are. They're pretty simple to put on, they're little stickies, so yeah, just do that, so make sure your keyboard doesn't slide around. But once you've done that, you now have a fully built Silakka54, and you're ready for the next setup, which is setup. The thing to make sure you type right. So yeah, let's go do that. Alright, so we're back at the computer all plugged in, and like I said at the beginning of the video, the keyboard is Vial and QMK compatible, but for this video we're going to use Vial, and you can use the web version or the standalone version, it's really up to you. But once you have Vial launched, you'll see that it auto-selects the Silakka54. If not, you can use the drop-down to select the Silakka54. Once you have that, your customization is just right at your fingertips. It's super simple. You just select the key you want to change, and then you select the corresponding key you want to change it to, and that's it. It just changes on the fly. There's no need to sync or update or change anything like that. All you have to do is select what you want to change and then just change it. Now, I do want to be honest with you, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with Vial and QMK. It would actually take an entire video to explain all the things you can do, and probably then some. But to give you an overview, you can do all kinds of stuff, like macros and combos and key overrides. You can pretty much do whatever you need to do within Vial, and if not, there's QMK. I would definitely say if you get stuck or have more curiosities about them, to go search for them. There's some amazing creators that have done full feature-length videos on how to use them. But for me, we're just going to go ahead and quickly get it set up so I can type at least half decent. So let's do that, and let's hear how the keyboard sounds. So, what are my final thoughts? Well, it's kind of the perfect storm, and let me explain why. It's just affordable and it's easy to build. The fact is, we came in at under $50, at $47 actually. And yeah, you can also buy this pre-built for around the same price, where you don't even have to deal with any of this. And honestly, it's kind of great for everyone. As in, if you're an experienced or an enthusiast that are looking for a keyboard to throw in a bag, to a more entry-level option for people that are looking to get into split keyboards. It's just a really nice option. And honestly, it's just fun. And I know I've said it a lot, but it really is. It has a ton of customization because you can use Vial and QMK for any of your needs, which is also another nice touch. And it's kind of unexpected that we can get a full Vial split keyboard for under $50. That's pretty cool. The other really cool thing is the community. The split keyboard community is kind of a beast of their own. For every kind of split keyboard, there's enthusiasts that have made everything from 3D printed cases to tinting options. And most of the time, they provide these pretty much free for you to do what you will with. There's a bunch of passionate people that'll tell you how to build, how to set up different layouts, how to program in a certain way. It's just a really refreshing part of the community. And we love that. So, what do you think? Do you think Silakka54 would be a good choice? Are you a split keyboard enjoyer? What are you rocking? Let me know in the comments below. I always love to chat with you guys and learn about you. And if you made it this far, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you could drop a like and hit subscribe, it would mean the world to me and it would help out the channel a lot. And if you want to check out the Silakka54 or the switches or anything like that, they'll be in the description box below. And that's it, the end. Thanks for watching. And remember, keep keyboarding.